Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Stellar Parenting. I am your host, Brandi. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I also hold a Master of Science degree in psychology with an emphasis in child and adolescent development. And I'm so passionate. I absolutely love helping parents to understand their children better using astrology. I love helping parents understand the planets in their child's natal chart and then combine those with the art of consciously raising children. Please join my Facebook group, Psychology Infused Astrology, to stay up to date on the latest astrology and also for my events and free training opportunities. So I'm so excited to be with you here today. It's the first show of 2025. So thanks for listening in with me today. I will take a caller later on in the show. So if you'd like to call in for either an astrology reading, like using your natal chart, or a tarot reading, please feel free to call. I'd love to hear from you. So the way that we're going to start the show today is with the transits for this week, so you understand the energy that you are working with. You understand the energy that you are co-creating with this week. So we have a big change coming toward the end of the week as the north and south nodes change signs. Okay, they're going to move into different signs. I'm going to have a little bit more info about that in a moment, but first we're going to start with a transit that actually began yesterday, but you still might be feeling the effects of it even today. So yesterday, January the 6th, we had Mercury at 27 degrees of Sagittarius squaring Neptune, 27 degrees of Pisces. Now, when we're talking about Mercury, Mercury is the planet of communication and thinking, processing, integrating information. Neptune is the planet of transcendence and idealization. So when we have a square between the two of those guys, there's some tension that's there. And the way that the tension can manifest and show up is with us feeling a little bit confused about things, not having clarity about things that we want to be sure about, and also maybe having a hard time remembering things. I was teaching an astrology class last night, and I really had a hard time finding my words, which is not very common with me. So I was definitely feeling the energy and even feeling it a little bit today, earlier today. So the higher end of this transit, the way that the higher end can manifest, and I want to talk about the highest potential, because that's what I always want you to aim toward, okay? So the higher potential of this transit could manifest this way, as an example. Let's say that you as a parent, you've set a New Year's resolution that you are going to communicate in a much more compassionate and loving way with your children, okay? But you're really feeling the energy of Mercury squaring Neptune. You're feeling a little bit confused about things, uncertain about things, which leads to you feeling a little bit stressed out. But even when you're feeling stressed, you make a conscious decision to speak and communicate in a loving and compassionate way with your children. And that's the secret to how we use the hard aspects. Even when we're feeling internal tension, making the decision to not allow our stress to dictate our actions, to dictate our words, and to dictate how we treat other people. Because we always have a choice in life. Our life is the result of our choices. So always remember that. Now, also yesterday, we did have Mars retrograde move into the water sign of Cancer. So during Mars retrograde, remember, Mars is the planet of action, of moving forward, but that planet appears to be moving backwards in the sky when it's retrograding, okay? So with that retrograde motion, it's a really good time to review, rework, and redo things that we've already committed our energy to instead of starting new projects, okay? And with Mars in the water sign of Cancer, we might find that our emotions, our emotions or our mood is influencing our level or our sense of motivation and how we're going about doing things. So it's very important that you know where this is happening for you in your chart and where is it happening for your children. So I'll use myself as an example. I do have Mars retrograde right now going through my second house of money. And this morning there was an automatic transaction that came out for a subscription that I had forgotten about. So what I spent quite a bit of time doing earlier today, I was going through all of the subscriptions to make sure that it's something that I use and something that I haven't forgotten about. And I was canceling things that I really don't need anymore. Okay. So reviewing actions from the past. If Mars is going through your second house of money, you might be doing the same thing that I was doing this morning. So take a look at your natal chart, find the part of your chart that's in the water sign of Cancer. And once you find that area, you'll know the area or where in your life you're going to be reworking and reviewing things. So let's just say, for example, you've got Mars retrograding through your seventh house of committed relationships, business partnerships, marriage, okay? If so, you may be reviewing your actions and the way that you channel your energy in your marriage with your partner. And if you've got planets in that area, this is going to be even more emphasized, okay? If you've got planets anywhere from 29 degrees of Cancer all the way down to 17 degrees of Cancer, you will have Mars retrograde really impacting those planets and their expression. So also, check your child's chart. Where is Cancer located in their natal chart? Let's just say, for example, your child has Cancer in their fifth house of creative expression, what they love to do, their hobbies, okay? If so, they may be rethinking certain things in that area of their life. Maybe they're rethinking whether or not they really want to continue with a particular hobby or a particular pastime, okay? And if they're going through that process, allow them to go through that process and be there to support them as they figure out what really resonates with them and what doesn't resonate so much anymore. Okay? Now, tomorrow on Wednesday, January 8th, we will have Mercury moving into the Earth sign of Capricorn. So remember, Mercury rules communication and how we think and process information. So Capricorn is an earth sign, grounded in reality and pragmatism, okay? And with Capricorn, there's a psychological need for achievement, for mastery, for excellence, okay? So over the next 2.5 weeks, with Mercury in the earth sign of Capricorn, you may notice that you're thinking in a way that's much more grounded and practical, okay? You might even feel drawn to sit down and write out your goals for this new year and think about what you want to achieve. What do you want to master? What do you want to be excellent in, okay? And so with this sign shift of Mercury, it's not only a good time for you to do that, but it's also a good time if you are a parent of children for you to sit down with them and help for them to figure out, okay, what are the next few months going to look like for me? What is it that I want to achieve? What do I want to tap into here? So it's really good to help your kids set goals, develop goals. It gives them a compass, and then they have a sense of direction of where they need to go and what they need to do in order to get there. Otherwise, it's really easy for them to wander aimlessly, which we don't really want. Okay, so here's the big news. Saturday, January the 11th, we're going to have the North Node and South Node move out of the signs of Aries and Libra, and they're going to move into the signs of Pisces and Virgo. And this is a really, really big shift, okay? So this will mark an 18-month cycle, which will last all the way until July 26th, 2026. And this change is going to really activate the Pisces Virgo axis of your chart. So it's critical, absolutely critical, that you know where this is occurring in your chart. And you need to know, do you have any planets or angles in the sign of Pisces or in the sign of Virgo? If so, they will be directly impacted or affected by the transiting nodes. So let me give you a little bit of background information on the North Node and the South Node. The nodes are not physical bodies in the sky the way that the planets are, okay? The nodes represent astronomical calculations that are used to help us to determine the eclipse points, okay? So then when the sun and the moon align with the North Node or the South Node, that's when we have eclipses that occur. And those eclipses can represent major turning points within the collective. Okay? So the North Node, you look at the North Node in your natal chart, the North Node represents an area that we are moving into, an area where we need to focus, an area that we need to really develop. Okay, that's your North Node in your natal chart. And the South Node is all about an area that we've already mastered. Maybe we've already focused quite a bit on that area in other past lifetimes, or maybe that area represents gifts that we have from our ancestors, or things that our family lineage, people in our lineage have focused on and worked at quite a bit. For example, my South Node is in the sign of Pisces. Pisces is a very spiritual sign, but also creative. And my father was a professional musician. So that gift of creativity through my lineage is something that's there for me. So with the North Node moving into the sign of Pisces, this is an energy shift for the whole world, for the collective. And I want you to remember, Pisces is the spiritual, very, very spiritual water sign that represents transcendence, being at one with the divine, right? Blending with something bigger outside of ourselves. That's Pisces. So for the next 18 months, we as a society, we are moving toward a more compassionate way of living. Not only more compassionate, but more mystical, or more interest in mysticism, more interest in intuition and how to use our intuition, and more interest in how can we create, how can we go within and create something beautiful in the world, okay? And we will be focusing less on the traits of Virgo that are a little bit out of balance, or the shadow sign of Virgo. So, the shadow side of Virgo. Well, first, let's start with the beautiful, wonderful side of Virgo, because I've got quite a bit of Virgo energy in my chart. And I love people with a lot of Virgo energy because there's this drive for perfection. There's a drive to really do things right and pay very close attention to detail. And there's a deep desire to be of service and to help other people, and this beautiful sense of humility. Now, when we're talking about the shadow side of Virgo, or the part of Virgo that would be out of balance, that's the part that always feels as if it needs to be in control of everything, to control every single detail, or the part that has this absolute unrealistic need for perfection, okay? So we're going to be focusing a lot less in that area and more on oneness with the divine, oneness with each other, oneness with our fellow humans, all of us in the collective. And as we are leaning into the water of Pisces, this North Node in Pisces, like I said, there's going to be that focus on creativity, mysticism, intuition, intuitive development. maybe even some forms of spiritual healing like Reiki. All of that falls under the umbrella of Pisces. But I also want each of you to be aware of the shadow side of Pisces, okay? So there's the part that's in balance, and then there's also the shadow side. So what's that? Disillusion, feeling disillusioned, being a little bit delusional, having a hard time facing reality or facing facts, right? And wanting to bend the truth around things. That's the shadow side of Pisces. And also, it includes escapism. Okay. So, with Pisces, if it's out of balance, there can be escapism through substances, through alcohol, through, shopping too much online. And we really want to watch out if we are parents of children, because our children also sometimes manifest this need to escape reality. And the way that they do it, y'all know how they do it, right? With the iPad or on the computer, watching YouTube videos all day, playing video games, right? And instead of really focusing on other things that need to be done. So, as a parent, make sure, if your child loves the iPad, loves the computer, loves YouTube, that's fine when we do these things with a sense of balance and we use them responsibly, okay? But we don't want our child escaping through these devices as a way of avoiding their daily responsibilities. So, place some limits and boundaries around the way that your children use their devices. Have they done their chores? Have you done your chores? Have you done your homework? Have you read a book today? Have you had any physical activity? Have you been outside? Those are things that we want to keep uppermost in mind as we're moving towards the North Node in Pisces. We ourselves as adults don't want to practice any form of escapism, but we really want to be alert and make sure that our children are not tapping out in some way and just watching videos all day on their device. So keep that in mind as we're moving into this time with the North Node in Pisces, which will be January the 11th all the way through July 26th, 2026. Okay, and so here is my channeled message from you all. I'm also a trans medium, and my guides gave me this message to share with you. It's easy to feel confused right now, but many of you know the information that you need in your souls. You know when someone tells you something that feels right, that feels correct. It resonates throughout your being. But untrue and false information does not reverberate within you the same way that truth does. So we advise you to tune into your inner world when you are trying to figure out what is true and what is not. Many of you have been discouraged from listening to your inner guidance, but that's where all of your answers lie. When you tune within, you cannot be controlled by external forces. Okay? So keep that in mind as you go throughout the week and use all of this wonderful energy at your disposal in a beautiful way. I want you to create a beautiful reality. So now it's time for our caller, and I think we have Erica from Queens, New York. Erica, are you there?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Erica. How are you?
Okay.
Good. Well, Happy New Year. And would you like astrology or tarot today, Erica?
Tarot, please.
Okay. All right. So let's go for tarot, and I'll do a quick spread for you. Did you just want a general spread, or is there anything in particular that you want to focus on?
I'm feeling a little confused as far as career-wise and financially right now.
Okay. So let's see what we can get for you. Career and financially. Okay. Just one more shuffle. There we go. And I want you to tell me when to stop, Erica, okay? When to stop shuffling.
Okay. Now.
Okay, great. Let's see what we've got for you. Okay, so I did do a Celtic cross spread for you, and the card that I have that shows the situation that we're looking at, I do have the Eight of Cups. So right now with you, there is this sense of something has not been working out for me the way that I was hoping, and now I'm realizing that it's probably good to turn around and head in the other direction because this just doesn't feel good to me. This feels draining. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I know that the conflict card that we have with that, we have the Ace of Cups. So there is this sense of wanting to head in a new direction, right? And there's conflict about, okay, should I go for another opportunity or should I pursue something else? Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So what I am seeing over the next 2 weeks, but before I go there, I know that your personal power card, we do have the Justice card, okay? So something right now, there's this sense of, I'm not sure if you feel as if you've been treated unfairly in some sense, or there's been action that was taken against you that was um, illegal somehow, I don't know, but like with the Justice card, there's this feeling of fairness and equality actually being on your side in the situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So please know that we've got justice on your side. And as your personal power card, there is the energy of justice that you can tap into and work with here in the situation. It feels like that things could go favorably for you that way. Now, over the next 2 weeks, it does feel as if there are big changes that come up for you. So it's almost like I decide to make changes or changes are kind of made for me in one area of my life. Over the next 2 weeks, this is the card that comes up. So I know that it feels as if things change in 2 weeks, but then over the next 4 weeks, we do have the Chariot card of forward momentum. Momentum, acceleration, moving in a positive direction, feeling good about where I'm going. So, Erica, it does feel for me, quite honestly, as if, okay, yeah, there's some changes I'm going through, changes that are coming up. Hey, but then once we get through the changes, I'm good. Okay. I get a sense of momentum and I'm feeling good about where I'm going because right now something's out of alignment. I don't think that I'm heading in the right direction. Does that make sense for you?
Mm. Yeah, it actually very much is reflecting in my relationship. It sounds like it resonates with both situations.
Okay, okay. And the answer card that I've got here, I've got the Four of Cups. Now, with the Four of Cups, what I really want to tell you over the next few weeks, it's going to be important for you to go within. Go within. I'm not sure if you have a meditation practice, some sort of spiritual discipline, but over the next 4 weeks, in order for you not to feel as if the change is too destabilizing, you're going to need to be centered and grounded. All right. And the way that you do that, I really feel, would be from a spiritual perspective with meditation or some type of spiritual connection that makes you feel tethered to something solid and secure, even when change is going on all around you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And the outcome card that we do have, the Nine of Pentacles, very, very nice card as far as finances are concerned. Okay, so the outcome card looks to be financially positive, looks like you're in a state of grace, a state of moving in the direction where you want to go. I just want you to know that whatever's coming up right now and whatever will be happening in the next couple of weeks that will be changing for you, you are going to get through it. And once you get through it, things are going to feel so much better. You will get a sense of momentum, and then you will have a sense of really moving in the direction where you need to go. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. The only other thing that I would add, I want to emphasize again with the justice card that we've got as the, your personal power card. If anything has happened where you feel that it's been unfair, you've been treated unfairly, I want you to know, and I'm just picking up on this intuitively, you deserve to be treated with so much love, so much respect, fairness, and equality. And anything less than that is not deserving of you. It's not deserving to be in your presence. People, if they are doing those types of things to you, they don't deserve to be in your presence. I just want to remind you of that. You do have
Right.
that on your side, that feeling. So carry that with you and know that no matter what comes up over the next few weeks, you are going to be good and you're going to come out of this even better than before. Okay, Erica?
Oh, okay. That sounds really great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in. And, I wish you luck and prosperity and everything for 2025. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Erica. And thank you all for joining me today on Stellar Parenting. The stars may guide us, but we alone hold the power to really shape our destiny. And I want each and every one of you to remember that. So keep shining your light bright. Let your inner light lead the way. And I will see you next week. Have a great week.